Welcome to our presentation about esports and games. So listen and enjoy. More and more teens playing games online. But what if they're really good at the game and they could enter an esports organization and make money? In Valorant, there are a lot of pro players which are under 18 years old. So I'm gonna tell you now about my lovely game called Valorant. After me, Eric continues with his favorite game. Welcome to Valorant. Valorant is a tactical-based ego shooter from Riot Games. It's the first game from Riot in this genre. Riot announced the game in 2019 with the nickname called Project A. The beta of Valorant started in April 2020 and closed in June 2020. In this phase of Valorant, the developers fixed huge bugs and made the game more playable. Valorant is a 5v5 online shooter game with precise gunplay. That means you have to stand still for shoot accurately. There are 19 different agents to play, but you can only pick one per match. And no agent can be in the same team twice. There were 7 different maps, they are drawn at random before the game starts. So, as you may can see, there are 4 abilities at the bottom on the screen. The 3 abilities can you buy in the shop, where you can buy weapons too. And on the right there is the ultimate. You can only play with kills, so 1 kill is 1 point. And there are different types of ultimate, needs more or less points to use it. And if you use it, you have to get new points from 0. There are 19 agents are grouped by 4 different classes. There are sentinels, initiator, controller, and duelists. Duelists are there for creating space for the team. So basically you have to entry on the side if you're attacking. Then you have to plant a spike. It's like a bomb. They detonate it after 45 seconds and you have to plant them. You're getting space for your team because the defender side, there are the 5 people. They're trying to defend their bomb and not getting it planted. And then after 12 rounds, they're switching sides. That means attacker going defender side and defender going on attacker side. To win a match, you have to win 13 points. That means you have to defuse the spike, that is the point. You have to plant your spike and it detonates for attackers. Or you have to kill the whole enemy team, that's also a point. And so basically if you got 13 wins, so that's the match win for you. So that was more or less the story about Valorant, how you play the game. But there is even more in the agents. Every agent got their own story for their life, what they do, why they're fighting for it. There's a whole background, so you could easily make a whole series out of their stories and animate them. There is so much love in this game. They're hiding some secrets for the next episodes of the battle pass in their skins and everything. They're on their maps. There's some secrets behind the maps. You can only find out if you're going on practice and fly around the map. If you play solo with 4 random teammates, you can press U to speak with them, but you may see they are so toxic, especially the Germans in this game or French people. I don't know what they're doing, but they're so toxic in this game, only shit talking you. And so, I don't know, they're so weird. Valorant is the name of a secret organization that did experiments on people and gave them powers. That's their abilities in the game. So the changes caused massive changes on the Earth. There was another Earth on a split side and it's getting too high. I don't know, I can't explain this anymore. It's out of context, I guess. The whole story of Valorant is hard to understand, and people are basically fighting for their Earth and wanna defend it. If you have more questions, let me know. Now it's Eric's turn.
Welcome to my presentation of Ghost of Tsushima. Ghost of Tsushima was made by Sucker Punch Productions and released by Sony Interactive Entertainments. It was released on the 17th of July in 2020. It is only available on the PlayStation consoles and is an action-adventure open-world game in the third-person perspective. It is based by a true story where the Mongols occupied the island Tsushima as the winner of the War of Sekigahara, which also killed the majority of the local samurai. The Mongols, who are led by Khotun Khan, who is the grandson of Genghis Khan, want the island Tsushima as a military base to conquer the main island of Japan. The player takes the role of Jin Sakai, who is one of the last surviving samurais because of the war, and only survives because he was saved by someone. Throughout the game, the player realizes that stealth attacks, which disrespect the honor of a samurai, are the best way to overwhelm the Mongols. Lord Shimura, who has raised Sakai because his parents died early, is captured by Khotun Khan and pressured to force the island to surrender. Jin Sakai finally rescues Lord Shimura after many failed attempts, but he also gets abandoned by him, because Lord Shimura can't stand a man who disrespects the honor of a samurai this much. But Jin doesn't stop. He goes on with the liberation of Tsushima and gets a symbol of hope for the people. He becomes the Ghost of Tsushima. As you can see in the background, you can collect throughout the game headbands, masks, armors and sword skins. You can find them on the map or buy them from dealers. Most of the armors have individual effects like increase the damage or increase the health. You can't change your weapon in Ghost of Tsushima, you have to stay with the katana, but the different sword stances make the game very varied. But the katana is only the main weapon you've got. There are also distant weapons and supporting tools. There is, for example, the blast pipe. This weapon can distract and poison enemies. The longbow, which shoots normal and explosive arrows. The shortbow, which can also shoot normal and fire arrows. And there are also thrown weapons, like firecrackers, which can attract enemies, and the black powder bomb, which takes them out. There are also kunais to hold enemies on distance, and smoke bombs to distract them and maybe kill them with a stealth attack. There also is incendiary oil, which sets your blade on fire. In the next clip you can see the grappling iron. It is used to get on places which you will not be able to climb on. On his path of revenge and liberation, Jin Sakai meets people which are willing to help him liberate the island. Two of those people are Yuna and her brother Taka. Both of them are seen in this clip. The girl with the longbow is Yuna. She's a thief. But she also is the one that rescued Jin Sakai of the War of Sekigahara. The guy who's standing next to them is her brother Taka. He is a smith and a huge fan of the ghost. He crafted the mask and the grappling iron of the ghost. The gameplay that you see here is not anymore the story of Ghost of Tsushima. It is the free online mode, which you can play with up to 4 friends. You can play missions or defend the circle like we did here. There are 4 roles that you can choose in the online mode: the assassin, the samurai, the hunter and the ronin. The ronin is a healer. He is my main class, because Noel died all the time. His ultimate is the revive of all teammates. The samurai, which played Noel, is a damage dealer. His passive skill is stealing the enemy's health and healing himself with it. His ultimate are 4 powerful swings that deal really much damage. The hunter is a supportive damage dealer role. He stays out of combat and attacks the enemy with his bow. His passive skills are an explosive arrow or a shock arrow that stuns enemies. His ultimate is a shot with his bow where he shoots 3 arrows directly at the head of enemies. The assassin is a sneaky damage dealer. He attacks out of the shadows. His passive skill is a smoke bomb that makes himself and teammates invisible. But his ultimate is very similar to the samurai one. He does 4 mighty slashes with his sword. You and your teammates can also pick the same roles. There can be, for example, 4 samurais in one game. But this is not very recommendable because the roles really good support each other. Thanks for listening and for your attention.